Hey everybody! Oh, look at that! You showed up. Ooh, I'm spiking pretty high. Let's see. Can you say something? Let's see if we hear you. Yeah, you're not spiking at all. Why? Why? Hey everybody! Welcome to the painting stream of fun as we try to figure out why you can't hear Brian. Around here somewhere. Big fun. Oh, you're on, but they can't hear you. That's why. So that's why. Jess, I just saw you posted the super chat. Thank you so much. Jess has been going through some with the she's one of my patrons, and she's been trying to get that working, and it has been a complete nightmare. So she's just like, here you go. I'm tired of dealing with it. So thank you so much for the super chat. Where is Cam? I can't find anything. Hey, this is the fun part of live streaming. This is what happens behind the scenes before we stream, where it's, hey, why is this thing working? Can you hear this? Can you hear that? Is this working? Is that working? I don't even have chat up because I'm clicking around here. So chat, give me 1 second. I will be on. I just need to find his cam. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, thank you. You're amazing. All right, let's look at things that are highlighted, turned on. Word voice overlay. There it is. Nope, that's the intro scene. Are you on the intro? Ugh, dog it. I gotta go to studio mode to fix this. Oh, are you? Can you hear yourself at all on YouTube? Because you shouldn't be able to. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you smoothly. I can hear you definitely smoothly. I need to turn down my gain because I'm probably spiking. That Logitech painting cam. There you are. And the painter's guest cam has no audio. Why? Copy your link again. Oh, I know why. Try talking now. Had you it on there. Let's get back over to the intro scene. This. All right. Yeah, I got nothing. It's not coming, or you're not saying anything, so you got to keep talking. Oh, listen to the echo. Oh, oh, I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. Yep. And then I come over here to desktop audio properties. Ooh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Speaker. Hey, and there you are. So they should be able to hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, they can hear you. Yeah. You're coming up now. Cool. So
I'm sorry.
So we are painting with pals. We're back. Brian was having some last minute issues, so we kind of get it sorted out. You got to see what it looks like behind the scenes of setting up stuff live on stream. Welcome. Jess, once again, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. It's much appreciated and I really enjoy it. We're going to continue our series of painting with pals as we get into this. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to my patrons, YouTube subscribers, and if you're neither, just coming in to hang out. Thank you. Brian is with us from the Cave of Adventure and Cave of Creation as we get more into our, I am still continuing to paint my minis from Shovel Knight as that are coming in. And Brian, what are you painting with us today?
I deliberately held back on this one and come on, switch. Haven't done anything since the last stream,
Okay.
so that it can all be done on stream
Oh,
with
sweet.
you.
All right, awesome. So you're gonna continue painting on that. So let's get down to the table. Get down there, and my painting this time, I will be painting uh, this character from Shovel Knight, as well as assembly lining more of these characters, which are these from Shovel Knight. So if you've seen them in Shovel Knight, these looks like the murderous form of the what are they called from Star Wars? The red-eyed ones, the bootiti ones. I forgot what they're called, but they are the murderous form of them. And I will be painting those on assembly today. So I'm going to start with this one to go. And let's get your cam up here. Guess cam. All right, there you go. So you're going to be continuing on with that. Your lovely pirate queen, I believe, correct?
Yeah, swashbuckler, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so that's going to be good. Okay. Well, let us begin. So let me switch this. Oh, why didn't it do it? It always zooms out main, so I'll zoom. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. For me, so I did end up ordering the metallics from Speed Painter, so I did get them as I said I would.
You mean
Which
army painter, speed paint?
From Army Painter Speed Paint Metallic set. Sorry, yes, I did end up getting these, and these are what I'm going to be painting with today. Well, one of them, which is the Hoplite Gold. Yep, Hoplite Gold is the one that I'm going to be using. But we've got Glittering Loot, Horde Bronze, Talos Bronze, all these different lovely colors to add to the metallic set. So this is their first full release metallic set. It only has a few on there, but of course that'll be expanded, and I'll still be using the speed paints from the 2.0 box as well as one that was recommended by Janet, which was Blinding Light. So this is a new speed paint that I'll be using today, and we'll see how it goes. But because we have our lovely knight here, I'm going to be starting off with Hoplite Gold from Speed Paint 2.0. Go into that.
So. I'm not going into the paints I've got.
The 10 billion. The 10 billion. So it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. A little bit of dabs on that. People to see it's just a little bit of, couple dabs of that stuff. We'll dive into it. So we can begin. Have a good time while doing it. So yeah, how have things been going on your side of the pond?
Well, besides strange men keeping my wife up too late.
Um you realize that we're like 3-year-olds here, so we need some context.
I'm talking about you.
Me? What did I do?
Last week.
Happy belated birthday,
Scarlet
by the
Keys.
way. Happy belated birthday, by the way. So, what did you end up doing for your birthday besides Scarlet Keys?
Scarlet Keys.
Did y'all head out anywhere
afterwards? The next day we had a friend round who we played Ares Expedition for the first time.
Did you like it?
Actually, surprisingly, yes.
Have you played Terraforming Mars before? The main one?
We have big box.
Okay.
Yes. We like Terraforming Mars. I didn't expect to like Ares Expedition as much as I did.
Okay.
Partially because I'm so hooked on Terraforming Mars. So, and then Cynthia and my friend, whose birthday it was that day, what were they playing? Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Okay. Did you give that one a shot as well, or was it just Cynthia trying that out?
No, that was just Cynthia. I don't play that kind of nonsense.
If it's not dungeon crawlers, it's not worth playing. What did you get
If
for
it's
your
a dry
birthday?
Euro, it's not worth playing.
What did you get for your birthday? Did you get anything good?
Well, technically, I've had my birthday present for a while because
That was the
I
arrow
bought.
set, right?
No, that was a bow.
Oh, the bow set.
Nothing as mundane as the arrow set. I got a second bow, so
Was
I
this the
went
composite
from.
one?
They're both compound, not composite. Composite's slightly different.
Okay.
Most bows are actually composite, but because that's just using different materials. Compound is when you've got wheels and pulleys and lots of tech and
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
×8 telescopic sights and but no, this was a second compound.
You also recently posted up an image of a very large Tiamat, like not Tiamat dragon that you have been painting for a while.
Oh, you mean the closely related to Tiamat, but not so close it breaches copyright?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I finally finished doing Cynthia's Tiamat from Sword and Sorcery. Tiamat. Vesterioth.
Hysteria.
Cousin to Tiamat. Which means more of the Sword and Sorcery stuff will be coming out.
Are you and this is a question for you and Cynthia, she's watching. Are you two gonna start continue doing that series that you did, like what you did with Captain's Dead, where you were doing commentary?
Yes, we've just got to find the right games, which is what the challenge is on that. We started trying doing it on Seventh Continent, and it really didn't work.
Oh, okay.
So we were actually having a look through the collection the other day to see what we might use for it.
Anything coming up? You could do it for Gloom of Killforth, you know.
Horrified came up. The Killforths would work quite well because they're not a lot of text story based to them.
Right.
That's where the problem with things like Seventh Continent don't work is you're reading so much.
Oh, gotcha, that you don't get a chance for the commentary to matter.
Yeah. And as the commentary on The Captain Was Dead was partially creating the story, that's very hard to do when the story is actually pre-written text.
Gotcha.
This is really weird because my internet is messing about so much. You're minutes behind.
I'm minutes.
So,
in terms of
YouTube feed from you is way behind. So I've actually got no idea what is current unless I'm looking at the Video Ninja bit.
You should look at the Video Ninja one is the most current because that's actual live.
Yeah, I'm just now using. In fact, I'm going to do something more sensible.
Yeah, that's why I try not to look at anything else other than OBS. Otherwise, I'll be so the delay is insane.
Well, normally my YouTube's pretty good, but for some reason.
Are you planning?
Am I planning to record you again? Yes, dear. Doing what? I haven't said, but yes, dear.
Oh boy.
Now, Mr. Schoolboy.
That's none of my business. None of my business. All right, so I'm trying to get as much of this clockwork stuff gold covered in, and this is tough because these are so freaking tiny for this one. Whoever did the coloring on this hates painters. Just so specific things in every little bit. It's nice because it's just kind of a little bit that's put on there. It's not fun. Not fun.
It says the person slapping on speed paint.
I can only imagine if this wasn't speed. I don't think I'd paint this many if this wasn't speed paint, to be honest. There's so much small little micro pieces that you have to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm painting those by hand right now. Now, I try and use, I don't always remember and work on the logic that you do the deeper areas of the mini first and work out.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to paint past what you've already painted. Sometimes I see something I want to paint a bit too much and I get a bit overexcited and forget that I should be doing that. But with these Hero Forge minis, the way they're constructed and the detail, it's just so hard to. You've got so many little nooks and crannies, and
Yeah. And that's the problem with this specific one. There's a lot of nooks and crannies.
so you're going to be replaying Scarlet Keys shortly, just because you enjoyed it so
Right,
much.
right. All up in that. That was the best ever. I did not want to kill myself as I played that game.
And you didn't spend the end desperately trying to kill yourselves and failing because the game wants to torture you.
The game wanted us to win, so we won.
No, I think the game wanted you to suffer, so it didn't let you die.
That's true. I did try to kill myself quite a bit, and it didn't work. So I was like, okay, well, let's try to beat it. We won. According to Kate, she did some jump back on some look back at the videos, and we only lost one scenario in that entire playthrough, but it felt but because it was just not our cup of tea, it felt really rough. We got Yanktron 5000. I'm not a fan of speed paint, but I probably spend way too much time on each mini, so I'm not the target audience. Well, I'm speed painting. Brian is not. So if you're here for Yanktron, if you're like, I don't like speed paint, then let me switch to this. And there you go. It's no longer speed paint. This is deep inks, solid paints, and pro quality. So
I wouldn't go as far as the pro quality.
this is your target audience. Yeah. And he's zoomed into extreme levels for you to be able to see that much depth.
This is a standard 30mm mini. 30 to 32.
So we're basically this series, this Paint with Pal series is you know, Brian is doing he does use speed paints when he finds it necessary, but when he wants to get into the detail on these, he'll say, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna ink, I'm gonna use regular paints, I'm gonna do it the way that he likes to do it. But he doesn't disparage speed paints, it's just more this is.
I frequently will use a speed paint for the base layer. because it just adds some depth to start off with and then build from there.
Yeah. Yeah, and my thing is mostly I just want to get it to the table. Do you find that the speed paints occasionally cracks? No, actually, no. Well, once I do a varnish on it, nope, it doesn't crack at all for me. Um, the varnish locks that right in. I never have to worry about it. But I have not the ones that I paste. I'm basically trying to paint all of these ones that I'm doing now, and once I'm done with that, um I will then varnish. So if the ones that I've done, if they crack, then we'll see. But so far, nope. Once I varnish them, they're solid. Okay. So let me go back to boom. Okay, so I've got as much as the gold as I want to get right now in this. I'm going to be switching to this one called Gunner Camo. Gunner Camo speed paint that came in the 2.0 set. The speed paint 2.0 from Army Painter. So I'm going to yeah, but so far none of them have cracked. I haven't tried the ones that I haven't varnished yet from 2 weeks ago. But I'll probably end up varnishing them today without trying to scuff at them to see if they'll crack off. Dab. Out. Thank you. Do what? No, I'm okay. Yeah, for me, speed paints, and I said this last week. Um, speed paints almost did not make it in for me to painting because when Brian started teaching me, it was with regular paints and not speed paints. And when I started using speed paints, the problem that I had was it just wasn't sticking properly. It wasn't setting itself right. It was I found that I kept applying extra coats. It was annoying until I discovered the slap chop method. Once I did that, speed paints became amazingly easy to use, fast to get stuff down, and it was. Some people report it. Some people report that as a problem, but I don't have direct. Yeah, so far I haven't. Everything that I've speed painted, I varnish, and therefore it locks it in, and I don't have to worry about it. Color. We'll see what it looks like after it. There was something that you were saying last week that I'm going to give a shot at with this paint, and that's the one where Brian, you were saying that they've done some work because you can reactivate speed paints when you put a paint over it. I'm assuming in 2.0 they switched the formula so that's not a recurrent occurrence. Is that correct? Frozen. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I was mixing paint.
Oh, okay.
It takes about an hour for it to fully lock in. Otherwise, you may still have problems.
Okay. Uh, I'm not a pro. Brian's the pro. I'm
I
just
wouldn't go that far.
pro. You got inks, man. There's no way. You're the pro. I'm just learning. So for people who weren't here last time and are like, slap chop method, what are you talking about? Basically, you base with black. You then dry brush on gray, and then you dry brush on white. And that makes the shadows pop more, so that when you apply the speed paint, it just kind of all blends and gels together very. And so for these, what I've been doing, I should be dry brushing on the gray, which I didn't do. And I haven't been doing for these because it's more, all right, I just need to get these going and get them to the table. But instead, what I do is I airbrush on black, airbrush on gray, and then I dry brush the white. The ones that I speed painted that I'm super proud of, personally, was the Oathsworn ones. I've since sold the game and it's passed on to another person. But when I dry brushed, not dry brushed, but when I speed painted those minis, oh, I love how they came out. Is anybody else painting with us today, or are we hanging? Do y'all got something that you're presently painting or going to be painting? I'm curious to hear what other painters are doing.
Yes, Gankatron, their giant mother rat. Though it could be worse. It could be KDM and the baby.
I think Barrett painted that one already. But yeah, that I painted that giant rat, and it came out really well with speed paints. I painted the best one that I feel the speed paints did for me was that goat deep. It looks so good, like the flesh, the purple fleshy area. It was just perfect. I loved it. There's worse things than the weird baby thing from KDM though. In KDM, there are worse things.
Well, I have a whole bunch of minis that will never be coming to be painted on here because I don't want to get you demonetized. I'm not saying they're dubious. That would be too generous.
They're scantily clad. Is that what you're saying?
No, that would be too generous as well. They are very detailed.
Oh boy.
And 75 mil, so considerably larger.
And he's not very vibrant. But yeah, like I said, we're trying to get table red. Not very, not a very vibrant. A lot of dark colors. I could spruce it up, and this leads into the thing that Brian always tells me. He's like, you could always change the color. You don't have to go by paint by numbers and make it look like what you want.
That is mostly true. There are bits you tend to have to do. Sometimes with board game minis, you do have identifiers that you need to put in place. For example, the dragon you were mentioning has a purple ring to its base so that you can identify what it is for the game.
Oh, like there's an attack with the head or something like.
Yeah, with that, it's just because it's an epic creature. There is a part of me that says, well, I don't need, if I've got a good miniature, the base to tell me it's an epic creature. It's a 5-headed dragon. That's pretty epic. So I'm now starting to get the hard part on this Mini. Hero Forge Minis, as you can see from the camera, if you look under the coat,
Oh, hold on. Let me get you over.
the legs are there and
Get
it
you over
goes all the way up. So on a lot of minis, it would flatten where the coat is and then morph it into the back of the legs so that anywhere behind the legs there was actually still just texture.
Yeah.
But with Hero Forge Minis, they don't. As a result, a lot of the time, I don't print them connected to the base. If I bring this guy down as an example, he's pinned through the leg so that I can reach underneath his coat and easily get to all the underside parts. But I didn't do that with this one because it was a pre-designed one by Hero Forge. So
even with pre-designs, you can't pull them off their bases.
I could do, but it would have made it more tricky, and I wasn't actually originally printing this for me to do.
I gotcha.
I was originally printing this, and it still will be used that way for my wife's game club at her school.
Oh, for the kids to use. Okay.
The kids to use.
Yeah. Sound is the sound of shaking a paint. Sound every painter, whether you are a speed painter or not, knows very well. Got some here. That paint. I also need to get back to painting my Marvel Universe. Those I very much enjoy. All of them run off of 3 colors only. I thoroughly am grateful for. All this is training for when Primal comes out. I have to paint them. I'm looking forward to painting those monster.
I'm just going to see if I can bring the dragon up. So
Oh, yep.
I've got to find it first.
Your screen's blank.
It will be because I'm now looking through what the that'll do. Let's just correct that to full screen. Oh, my wife.
Oh, Cynthia. I want to see my dragon.
No, it's not doing what I wanted there. I can switch to as it has been delivered to me.
Oh, there it is. Blurry.
That's a fixed focus, I think, so it's not gonna. Let's
Put
see
it
what
under.
I can
Yeah,
do.
put it under the big one. I know you've already said this, but what are you painting? I am painting the minis for Shovel Knight. Basically, I got sent the minis for Shovel Knight. I told the designer Panda Cult Games that I was going to paint it on stream, and so that's what I'm doing. And that's a cool looking dragon. That's a really cool.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the dragon.
That looks so. Look at the wings. Still, did you ink? What did you ink? When we talk about inking, what did you ink anything on it?
Well, inking and using a wash are pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
I've just got to catch up on my system with what's where. There we go. So the difference between an ink is it's usually more supersaturated and it will have a more satin finish to it.
I got it.
But they roughly fill the same role as a. Oh my good God.
Good. Hey, Dan. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am painting along with you. Brian, good to see you. Getting Derek back on the road to his true calling, painting minis. So what are you painting, Dan?
His true calling is dying in board games. Let's get this straight.
Oh, God, it's two of them. Bob's busy today. He's not here. I'm still safe. It's not the three of them together.
It's not the full trifecta of the. So how have you been, Dan?
What are you painting? What is that noise?
That will be one of our dogs going mad with a squeaky toy.
Dan says I'm painting the minis for 878 Viking. Dan, was that the game that you? That's the game that you and your friends were playing at Gen Con, correct? Oh. Painting factory assembling these. Kind of wanting to guy over. It's almost done. He's almost done. Catching up. Black. I've been so Brian and Sid recommended a book series called The Rivers of London. I am on book 2 of The Rivers of London. The first book was called Midnight Riot, and it was pretty decent book. It was good. It was good. So
you didn't come and meet Ben with me at Expo, did you?
No, I haven't. No, I think at that time Cynthia and I were walking around, right?
Ben is the author of the novel series. Not someone I particularly know, but there's just been a RPG of it released by Chaosium Games, so he was there signing copies.
Oh,
unfortunately, they'd run out.
Oh, that sucks. But yeah, I finished the first book. I have questions. I have questions of things that did not make sense, but Brian said he's not going to answer any of my questions until I need to keep.
Well, it depends if it didn't make sense because it's something fundamentally British, or it didn't make sense because that's something you're going to find out later on.
Yeah, that's true. The one that I had on there that got me was he ran through time, and I did not know what that meant. I don't want to spoil it for anybody else, but it's just I'll just state that. And at that scene, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening. So,
I think the best way to describe what's happening at that point is shit got weird and shit got real.
So, Gekatron says, I love the intensity of inks. I also like using dry pigment also the fine grainy dramatic effects eye sockets of undead for it.
Yeah, I mean, pigments are great. Equally, if you want the intensity of inks but you don't want the satin finish, you can always just use a matte varnish at the end, which will bring all your finishes down to the same level. There's a new signature series by Proacryl, so it's another 12 paints being added to the Proacryl range. Which, much to my wife's surprise, I haven't got yet. But they have more of a satin finish than a lot of the others. And the comment has been from a lot of people that, yeah, just if you varnish at the end with a matte varnish, that'll sort everything out for you.
Okay. Dan said he's been good. Brian, busy summer, getting back to painting now that the schedule is calming down.
Yeah, I'm blaming all the pain in my work life at the moment on Dan. Just because if it's anything to do with Microsoft, I'm blaming it on Dan.
If it has anything to do, so then I would like to blame my team's issues from work on Dan. Then is that allowable?
There you go. That's allowed.
Yeah.
Work have just switched from Google to Microsoft. They switched over on the 1st of August. So life's a little interesting. To be fair, most of it isn't Microsoft's fault.
But that still doesn't mean we're gonna not blame Dan, right?
Got it in one.
All right. Jeez, Dan. I sort. Dan says, I don't work on the team's team, but I know the guy who does. I will give him heartfelt feedback. Yeah, it's looking like that guy works.
I hate to have to say this, but actually, we're preferring Teams from switching from Google because Teams just does everything rather than having to go into a different part for. I'm not saying it's video chat doesn't have issues.
I will ask you that question again in about 2 months. After you've used Teams and it's been Teams is acting up has become the spokes voice for your organization.
No, we'll just blame that on the IT department.
Yeah, fair enough. I think Teams is solid. I actually don't mind. I prefer Microsoft's Azure DevOps over Bitbucket and any other crap that they have out there. So they're doing some things right. The all-encompassing one-stop place is good.
Now, whether I'll still be saying quite as nice things when we start picking up their telephony package is a completely different question.
Cool. Start with him. We're almost there. We'll just do shoes and the white blades with blind. Well, we're gonna try using blinding light with the white blades. And to be honest, this dude's done. That's 1 of 5, and then I'm gonna super speed paint the others because they're pretty much 2 colors. So
See, I'm actually using speed paint here, but part of the reason I'm doing that is because most of the bits I'm doing have extensions that I can't reach. So there's no way up under here I'm going to be trying to do any form of highlighting or shading. So the speed paint will do that for me.
hey, Paul, how's it going? Popping in to say hi from my balcony in, where's it? Artius?
Mauritius.
Mauritius? Are you on your honeymoon, good sir? You're having a good time.
Tell me you haven't stopped on your honeymoon to play board games.
He'd like to tell you that. He'd
But
like
he
to tell
can't.
you that. He'd like to tell you that. He can nor confirm nor deny. Probably just gonna dry brush. How much effort do I put into basing? 0. How much effort does Brian put into basing? What do you
Depends on the mini. If it's a for the table mini, not a great deal because it will get messed up on the table.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. Like, let it be known, I am not a professional painter, as you can see by the horrible job I'm doing on this mini, by any stretch. But basing is, I don't enjoy it. I don't get fun out of it, like adding a tree or doing the the paste with the sand. I tried getting into basing and I gave it my best effort and I did not enjoy it.
Paul, Hadrian's Wall. Apparently that breaks down. Well, not apparently. My wife takes it everywhere we go. It breaks down really well to travel with.
Hadrian's Wall is an amazing game. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for introducing. I love it. I love it a bunch.
Now, Gentle Rain and Hadrian's Wall. She rarely goes anywhere without.
That'll get brushed. That'll be good. Yeah, he's done. Look at that. So I'll just dry I'll let him dry and then I'll dry brush. Mage Knight didn't fit in the case. Because you're supposed to take Mage Knight, take it to a parking lot, and set it on fire. I only say that because Dan's in chat. And I soon will be smacked on the nose for saying that. While visual bases are valuable assets, especially considering one, usually I'm looking down at a mini. Yeah, I don't think it ever did anything for me when people do add like really nice bases. I still look at the mini itself and be like the colors here more than I do. But to each their own, right? I try to keep mine generic as a mini, maybe use different environments. So having grass on a metallic floor breaks immersion from. Yep, that's fair. That's fair. You keep yours stylized, dirty copper and black with oil thick wash. You are a pro. Paul says, I've been told amazing things about Hadrian's Wall by many people, just not had the time to try it. Hadrian's Wall is amazing, Paul. It's amazing. Amazing. Get a bigger suitcase.
I haven't played it. My wife plays it regularly. I can strongly recommend it, Paul. And not only that, I'll guarantee if you do pull it out and decide to stream it, that I'll make her watch.
And I will be playing along with you if you do decide to get it and you're streaming it. I will have my copy right in front of me, playing along with.
And if when you get back you want to show us some of your bases, does that mean you want to come along to one of these painting sessions? Because it's painting with friends.
You are welcome to come, Paul. You are welcome. Accidentally said Canje instead of Derek, and then accidentally pressed enter instead of delete. You can call me.
I do that all of the time.
Yeah, I usually so there's so many times I've told people I'm like Kanji's just kind of like the channel persona, but you could, I don't refer to myself in the third person. You could just call me Derek. And so when I was on Paul's channel doing the trivia that he did, he was like, "So do you want to? What's the phonetic pronunciation of your name so I make sure I say it right?" And my response was Derek. And he was like, "Oh, but it says this." I said, "Nope, I'm just plain old Derek." And that's what he said he would refer to me as, plain old Derek.
That's okay. We'll keep this going for a long time, Paul. Anytime you're free, we would honestly love to see you.
Yeah. I'm always about collaboration. Paul's amazing. It goes by Danji and Sarek as well. Dad, you're evil.
He responds quite well to Roy Yu, I found.
A. All right, so we're gonna. This guy's pretty much done. All I have to do, I'll let him dry. Then I'm going to dry brush the cloud that's down here. Dry brush the helicopter fan blades a little bit, and then he's pretty much finished. That's him. So that's speed painted in less than an hour. We are now going to switch over to the assembly line part of this exercise that I hate so much. And we're going to speed paint these guys. Yeah, this is going to be what I'm going to. Yeah, this is. Yeah. Fuck my life. All right, so let's do this. Gigtron says, I'm a novice. Every new mini is a learning experience. I need to get up on the roof leaks before next hurricane always hits. All right, have a good day. I hope you weren't impacted too badly by that. Yeah, have a good day. Paul says, I painted 2 of the primordials for Aeon's Trespass recently. I'm really happy with both of them. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've only painted 1. I painted the Hecaton, and then I painted the 4 starter heroes. I have the game. I need to get back into it. Games need to stop arriving. How about that? That's how I get back into it. Board games just need to stop arriving.
See, we need to actually get started now. I've painted it all on Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core, but
What?
Time. Now I finally got that paper done. and might have some time to do it. But it's time when Cynthia hasn't decided she wants to go and play a different game.
I have recommendations of games that are coming out that she can back on Kickstarter. Just information.
You didn't hear the hell no from downstairs.
It's just information. I would just like to, Cynthia, I'd like to supply you with some information on some upcoming board games.
I cannot hear what she's saying, but I can hear very much that whatever she's saying it very loudly.
Paul says no new games for 2 years, and he might eventually get through his backlog of board games.
Cynthia's working on that kind of logic. What she started doing is saying, well, I've got so many games. I'm not opening them when they first arrive just to play. She's going to wait until she needs a new game, and then she'll get the dopamine rush of opening it when she's playing a new game. And that might cut down on just the sheer number that are coming through the door.
Gotcha.
Half of which I blame on you, Canje.
What? Oh, huh? No. I'm innocent in all of this. All I did was provide information.
You're as innocent as a former orange-colored president of the United States.
Fake news. Fake news. You're playing Final Girl right now? Awesome. Final Girl.
It better be the amount I paid for it.
Final Girl is a fantastic series of, and I love how modular that system. There will be a Series 3. Just saying.
Don't.
Just saying, there's a Series 3 coming. AJ's got a Series 3 bacon. All right, have fun, Paul.
But not too much.
Try brush properly. Price for it. Purple, blue. Airbrush. One color that I hate assembly line painting for anyone who's curious. I hate it. Kills my soul.
That's why I don't do it. Of course, that does work on the assumption that you actually have a soul. And the amount you push.
I provide information. I push nothing. I don't tell them to go get it. I just say,
you
hey,
have done.
I don't tell them to get it. I just say, hey, let me tell you about this game. I tell them about it, and it's on them whether they want to purchase it. Plausible deniability, Brian. That's the key. Plausible deniability. If asked in court, at any time did you say, buy this game, I can freely, with my hand on the good book, say no.
What, Rivers of London?
I didn't say buy it.
No, you said on the good book.
Oh. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just give them information. The man on the street corner is also just providing information on the types of drugs he's selling. Plausible deniability. Did you, Kanji? Did you, or
You're
did you
not
not
plausible, and there's
advertise?
no denying it.
Did you or did you not tell them to buy this game? I did not.
We've also got to get Bent to come along, haven't we?
Yeah, which one?
Bent.
Oh, to join in the parent. Yeah, yeah. He said he's. I think, but I know he's got stuff to do after our co-op chat pops off, and then that was one. Oh,
No, this isn't torture. Scarlet Keys. That was torture.
yeah. I saw what they wanted to. So that's the thing. Like, I never want to disparage it. So I'll say it just wasn't for not for. I've actually, and I don't know if Cynthia told you this. I'm actually considering offloading my entire Arkham Horror LCG collection.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. Because I only play it. I only will play it with Kate, and that's on Tabletop Simulator. So I was like, why do I have a hard copy if I'm never gonna do that? So I'm thinking of. I most likely would.
Yeah, we'll probably go back to it at some point.
Color or left it black. Oh, that's what I should have left it black. Dry brushed it color. These are the things that I don't think about. Trying to set up stuff. I should have left it black, dry brushed it gray. Not gray, but a very dark gray or a lighter black color. Then added the red and the tones. That would have been that. This would have been done. Dan said I unloaded my HLCG last year. Decided to keep Marvel Champions. Yeah, I am keeping Marvel Champions. That I do feel there's a lot of replay, and that was the other thing about Arkham Horror, replayability. Once you've once you've beaten an entire mythos, you play it again, you'll be playing the exact same thing. With Marvel Champions, it's a boss battler, so you'll fight the same boss, but come in with different combinations for the fight. There's no story.
and that's where you lose me.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no story in Marvel Champions. Straight up boss battle. We recently, well, not about a week ago maybe, off the first chapter of the D. Really interesting. All I wanted for them to have from the D&D and an RPG. Have a good time.
No, I'm busy world building again for whatever I'm going to do next. But something with very much a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk type feel.
Have you used the Cyberpunk system?
I've used it. Yeah, it won't be cyberpunk. It will be something that's far more story driven for it.
You have to roll for every hit location.
I've used worse. There was one that was called Millennium's End, where you had a body shape for whatever position they were in, and you had a little spinning disc with lots of dot numbers, and whatever you rolled, wherever those dots were on the body, was where you hit. And it had the most lifelike and accurate combat system I've ever encountered. Don't get shot, you'll die. But it was a bit of a ball ache.
Bit of a what?
It was a bit of a pain because it was combat was just so complex
Yeah.
that
Wasn't fun.
it wasn't fun. But
Eric,
no,
done with Brian, Bob, and I. Three knuckleheads in a dungeon would be epic.
I pity any DM that had to deal with one of the three of us, let alone all three of us.
Yeah, they've all said they wanna continue going. So I've already got it chapter 2 ready. Just more when we all can find a time to school started. Robin's a teacher. Parents doing work at a hospital. Everybody's just busy. So we'll see. They would like to do it again, but we'll see. We all would like to continue the story going. Get through awfulness as quickly as possible. Like I said, I just feel dumb because I was like, I should have done this black and then dry brush. I did. Cool.
I agree on all counts.
It's your belief in me that keeps.
I have utter belief in you.
Oh boy. The question is what you have utter belief in me.
That is true. And I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to post 3 question marks.
So another person I'd really like to get on these streams is Zach, Locator Gaming. He does really good paints. He's joined us before when we've painted, not live on, but he's joined us for our painting before. But I'd like to get him in here painting as well. This is really great. And you should check out his channel, Locator Gaming.
You could get Dan and Bob in here as well. You could have all 3 of us.
I could do that. But I've already had diarrhea this week, so I'm good.
I think Cynthia is about half a second behind because I just heard her laugh. And it's nice for her to have that torment for once. It is such a pain when you're streaming Arkham if I'm sat in the same room, because I'll be listening to you on the stream, so I get everything that Cynthia isn't saying.
And then you get everything she's saying twice.
Yeah. So, besides Vikings and, of course, Mage Knight, what else are you playing, Dan?
And have you gotten Aeon Trespass to the table yet? I need to get back to that. Oh, the Kickstarters keep arriving.
You know, there's a moral to this story.
Oh, there isn't. There isn't a moral to this story at all. Not at all. Nothing that would make any sense. Got the purple. Got that horrible cover. Gonna go to Booty Mauve. Our purple that we're gonna. I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't know. All right, so let's. What do we got? Dan said Radlands, Legendary Counter, and Mage Knight table. So about the new games to suggest. Woo! Oh boy. Oh boy. What a pickle.
I don't know who's in more trouble right now. Probably you, because you're safely a continent away.
Yeah, I could list off some games for you. Sure. There's Isofarian Guard that's coming back to Kickstarter on Tuesday. There's Rogue Angels that is coming on Tuesday. Well, Isofarian Guard's going to GameFound. Rogue Angels is coming. There are options. Fighting in. I'm doing a playthrough of Isofarian Guard Tuesday, and my second playthrough of Rogue Angels. Pac-Man. ATO is awaiting tabling past the tutorial. I'm ready. I'm really on the fence on waiting for the information on the app. In the meantime, I will. Yeah, did you back the Trials of Heracles expansion? I did, and then I saw the shipping, and now I'm just kind of like, okay, I want a couple extra things. Shipping's already high. Shipping for Alien Trespass Odyssey, if you did not back it, it's a lot. It's a lot. It has FOMO and Isofarian Guard. It's a good game, Cynthia. It is very. You can play it solo, like.
Canje.
It is a great game to bring to the table.
I'm not saying you're on thin ice, but I can hear it cracking.
I'm just providing information, not telling her to get it.
And anyone who believes that, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you.
Okay. They're trying to get people to buy stuff again. I am not trying to get anyone to buy anything. I am just providing information for your consumption. Heracles, all 4 seasons, yes. Still waiting for cycle 4 and 5 as well. I'm committed. The shipping price. The shipping is the price of admission. I don't mention games to buy. I mention information on games that you would like.
It's funny how you keep saying that, Derek, but no one seems to believe you.
I don't know why. I don't know why. That's what's shocking to me. I have to restate it because I'm unsure why I'm not to be believed. I am but an innocent man in all of this. A statistic, if you will. I'm currently playing the game that Derek said buy it. I did not say buy it. I described the game to you and you bought Because we can all name several games you are responsible for. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Plausible deniability.
Kate, I would say there are several games he's irresponsible for, but
Say, if you don't have any of ATO, where would you start buying? Or buy the core game if you don't have. Um, if you're interested in saying you don't have any of it and you start off with any of it, the core. It is a massive box, comes with a ton of content. It comes with cycles 1, 2, and 3, and you can really get a good sense of of the game from that. So I would just say just the core if you're interested in getting it.
Tim, don't let him win. Don't let him get to you.
Don't worry, Derek. I rarely listen to anything you say. Your power of persuasion only works on others. There you go, Dan. There you go. Strong fortitude. Janet, a public service announcement. I bought some Poppet. They are dry. You just residue. I have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's cool. See, Janet makes me buy stuff all the time. Janet came to
You
Gen
deserve it. That's called karma.
Janet brings a lot of the bling that she puts into games, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy that. Yep, yep. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so the core for ATO is where to start, and it will provide you with enough, so much hours of content that if you will more than likely say whether you like it or not by the time you get cycle. And if you say you like it, then I could provide some information on what to purchase. Well, damn it, I got one more. Damn this. Janet actually just her her copy of Arcade. Really cool. So I'm curious to see what her thoughts are on that game. I have it as well. I purchased my copy from a backer from Fred. I'm curious to play it as well. Represent part part that I'm worried about is just time it is to play, and I have some other games to table still. That is the life of a board gamer.
That is one of the reasons our Gloomhaven Medora went away.
Gloomhaven for me went away because once again I'm playing it with Kate and Cynthia. I'm having a great time. Barry Bear is amazing, and there's no reason to play it without them. So I got rid of Gloom. And I'm waiting on Frosthaven to come to digital so that the three of us can hop in and do that as well. No reason for me.
Cynthia, you do realize right now how much trouble you are in.
What she posts.
She hasn't. Berry Bear.
We should finish Gloomhaven at some point. I agree. We were like almost there. I think we've done. I think we had 3 missions left, and then Gloomhaven was over. Yes, Tim. That is the. You have a table that lead game set up on. So, Canje, I sent you a link. Okay, cool. Thank you. Are the new seasons the same as the core for gameplay, or is it update? Yes, to that question. They've done some updates with rules for after it's released at large. But there are some rule changes, but it's a completely different game. Um, I don't want to say that. It's not a completely different game. It's still a boss battler. You're still traversing the world, but you're going through which sounds really cool. So I think there'll be some differences, but the core mechanics should remain the same. Let me say that. That's the proper way to say it. Okay, then we slaughter red. So we've got the base, we got the purples. We're gonna do slaughter red on items here, here, and the eyes. Green for the wave, silver for the blade, and and then get those. Getting what those Yawas. Yawas. That's what they're.
No, we're largely in a world of computer games at the minute.
Playing.
I'm not. I don't start playing until next week, somewhere in the region of Wednesday, because I wasn't going to pay £5 a day for early access.
Oh, was that the Baldur's Gate?
No, that's Starfield. Cynthia's playing Baldur's Gate right now. Well, not right now. She's playing Final Girl downstairs, but
Yeah, Starfield. I can't play, but I looked at another content creator play, and it's a beautiful. Well, for the amount of time that I could look at it, it's a beautiful game. Warp jumping, pretty, very pretty. Okay, so metals. Actually, bone. Bone. Speed paint for bone is what? Bone in the
if not, it might be ivory or something along those lines.
sunrise. That's an interesting color.
I don't think that's going to be bone somehow.
Bony matter. There you go. Can't beat it. Bony matter. I'm just grabbing, seeing what I can get. That's what I'm using.
You try and act so innocent, sweetheart.
He is innocent. He's innocent in all of this.
Oh, she didn't hear it. Berry Bear, the name of the bear.
That bear is amazing. That bear looted and opened doors.
So deserved a decent name.
Bear is a Yeah, see, Kate even said it. Berry Beard was awesome. There was Berry Bear, and there was Rudy. That was the other one. Rudy. Rudy the robot.
I have to say, Cynthia's naming tendencies occasionally make me somewhat relieved that we didn't have to name any children. Though, having seen some of the ones my friends came up with,
I think Thing One and Thing great name for
Hrothgar Athelwolf.
Hrothgar Viking name. That
They're both Anglo-Saxon names. Hrothgar is Anglo-Saxon for Roger. And my friend had a twin who passed away called Roger, which is where that one came from.
Oh, okay. So it's like homage to fallen friend.
And he just liked Athelwolf. Luckily for my godson, whom this is, his mother decided that no, he was having Connor put on the front. So it is now Connor Hrothgar Athelwolf. And watching the priest trip over that during the christening was hilarious.
Okay, so that's a name? You mean their nickname, right?
No, his mother did insist on Connor on the front, Kate. So Hrothgar Athelwolf are his two middle names. Everyone, myself included, were having conversations with his father saying, you can't do that.
Well,
Luckily, his mother had the authority to actually say, you can't do that.
Probably just go by Roth for short. Which isn't bad. Very good overruling on her part. I'm using broadsword silver. That art.
So I'm trying something experimental on this coat.
Oh, let me get it in. Boom, do it.
I'm not doing it yet. This is just the first phase. So the pale blue isn't actually the color I'm after. What I'm going to do is put two colors on and then use an ink to go over the top. So the colors will change. I'm probably going to use a red ink. So this will become more of a magenta. But that will then mean I can use the ink as a way to control any shading without having to go through and shade every single cell individually.
I think that's still cool. Off, the blue looking. How many of those are you for the kids?
I've done a couple. I need to do a couple more now that they're back from the summer.
In total, do you have a specific number, or you just like, I'll just do it?
I'll just do it every now and then, but I won't paint. Most of them I'll send down unpainted because I gave them some paints to start up their own
For
little
them to
painting
try,
section.
yeah. Now, fun part. Grab an algae green. Algae green. This new 2.0 came with a lot of green. Felt they were missing before. I'll handle it. Brush. Okay, this is my shade brush that with Army Painter. But these saturated. Product power.
Oh, I don't know how much you've been using Dungeon Alchemist because they've just had a major update.
Yeah.
Being able to import third-party models
From what?
the
From
Steam Workshop.
Oh.
So people can upload their models onto the Steam Workshop and then either keep them private because they don't hold the copyright to share it, or if they do and they want to, share it with all of the other users. And the modelers at Dungeon Alchemist did the first 75 as science fiction editions. So none of the stuff is tied to the AI that the system has built in. You have to do it all manually. But lots of people have been screaming about wanting science fiction, and now they have it.
Update.
Yeah, they're not bringing it out of early access until everything that they promised in the Kickstarter is ready.
How much
So
further?
that's
How much more do they have to go for this from the?
a reasonable amount, but that's also because they keep adding in bits that weren't necessarily in the Kickstarter because the community's asking for it.
Well, it's also due to discovery too, right? When you're like, hey,
Yeah,
we're gonna add these things, and then as you're building it, you're like, oh, this just kind of goes
yeah,
along with it, so it gets added in.
and it gets it. Yeah, and yeah, there are several structural levels when they do. So if they have something they might want to implement, they might be getting the background code in a couple of
Yeah,
updates beforehand.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Working on that was fun from a coding perspective. Um, I I I'm excited to hear that, and I know working on that is a lot. Are they
yeah,
how are they sustainable outside of the Kickstarter? Like, is it just donation based?
hugely at the moment. They had a video someone did went viral while they were in the middle of the Steam sale,
Uh-huh.
and suddenly their sales just went through the roof.
Oh wow.
Um, because someone asked, how are you doing? And they said, well, we had this unexpected piece of good luck. So, no, we're not worried about
Good.
keeping the lights on. Because with the release, they had the lead artist and the lead developer both joined them for their weekly live streams.
The regression cycle model must be it's that feels like it's hourly releases. Their testers are stressed out.
But the thing they're working on in the background is moving towards true multi level.
Oh, really? Well,
Uh,
does any V handle that, or are they saying like we'll release multiple images? Um,
they'll release multiple images.
okay.
They're also talking to some VTTs apparently, but with no details or progress as to which or where. They're putting in VTT light features, but they're never likely to become a full VTT. But enough people are screaming, saying, we want to be able to use our maps in 3D in a VTT.
Is Dungeon
I,
Alchemist? What do you think that? And this is just not anything they've announced, but just future outlook. Do you feel that they would become their own?
they've said not fully, certainly not anytime soon. They want to concentrate on what they're doing, which is map making. They will have some VTT style features within it. They already do. You can put in minis, but that's why they're looking at collaborators for full VT functionality, because there's a whole lot that's involved in that.
Yeah. It just seems that like when I've used Dungeon Alchemist, um, I've really enjoyed how everything's fluid and flowing and everything's
Mm.
very easy to use. And it's just kind of I was more to myself saying, okay, so I got this thing looking beautiful in Dungeon Alchemist, but um, but it's not going to look like this when I import it into a VTT. It's not going to flow like this. It's not going to set like this. And so my mind just went to, why don't they just make themselves a VTT? They can what you see is what you get.
The idea is that they may go into a VTT as a layer.
Okay. And for
So
people
it
who are
would,
wondering what VTT means, it's virtual tabletop. But go ahead.
so it will, they will work within the VTT, and the VTT will access Dungeon Alchemist.
Oh, like a connector. It's just an integration point. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you have all the functionality of the VTT.
That would be great. That's probably the
Um,
next step for sure.
So that way they don't have to build in all of the functionality for all of the different systems, because that's where the headache comes in with something like Dungeon Alchemist, is making sure it will support all of the different systems. And that wouldn't be something that would be really manageable by the mod community the way it is with something like Foundry.
One final touch. Plus, I have to set the bases back to black. I need to getting close beyond lunchtime for me. Add one more thing.
Beyond dinner time for me.
Talos bronze. Hilt of the blades. Thatch. Brought to you by Speed.
From our meat painter.
From Army. Oh, and I got
Done? What's this done lark?
God damn it. Blood. Dry brush and then call it. So if you're gonna dry brush, don't have to go spend $10 billion on a brush. Get a makeup brush. That's your dry brusher.
Just make sure it's not your partner's favorite makeup brush, or you may be in trouble.
That's fair. that is quite fair. Okay, so let course I put it back up. So while I'm doing this, look at what you're
I'm just quietly plodding away, putting in the coat patches.
we're gonna dry brush. Gonna grab a cloth. Run a line. White. Grab our little brush thing. Saturate it. Wipe it all off. Oh, so there's not much left to it. Grab our mini. Gosh.
Now that sounded like some board game designs. Rub it all off till there's not much left to it. Coming soon to a Kickstarter near you.
And get that look. Look at that. Cool. Cool. And I need to dry brush the cloud bottom. I've done. Whatever feels. Base gets hit, it doesn't. It does not matter because I'm going to be painting the base. But that's what the cloud's looking like. Brush. Boom. Ah. Oh, because he takes off into the sky. Then all I'm gonna do is just I'm not gonna do it here, but all I'm gonna do after all this paint dries, just repaint the base black, and they're done. But yeah, that's it. I have finished all of them. Solid.
Woohoo! Does that mean it can come to the table now?
I think I painted all the helicopter guys, so I'm gonna see if I can find a mission with just the helicopter guys for Shovel Knight. If that's all they have, I could paint them because it's possible. Played it only because it gives me a chance to paint everything and play other games and get other games off the table so that I can focus on this one. Stuff with it.
And it means I give you less grief for having so much grey on the table.
All right, cool. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. So I'm gonna hop back up to the top here. Brian's still picking.
Yeah, it's because I want to get this yellow done ready. Then I'll stop this one till next time.
So, all right, we're going to call it there. So, thank you everybody for joining us, Brian. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, thank you.
You lie so well.
Always a pleasure, sir. It's always a pleasure. So we'll be what's coming up. There it is. What's coming up next? Tomorrow will be Arkham Horror, Path to Carcosa. Cynthia will be leading the charge on Path to Carcosa. So
you're so gonna die.
So it's gonna be fun. And then I'll see about sneaking in Marvel Champions tomorrow, and then Monday Marvel Champions, Tuesday Asafarian Guard, Thursday Rogue Angels. So just a whole week of stream. Brian, thanks so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And we will see you all tomorrow. So thank you so much, Patreons, YouTube subscribers. And if you're neither, just hang out all tomorrow. Till then, we
and
love
I
you.
will, Dan.
So
Maybe
just
too.
to let you know we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Bye, everybody.